So the last video I talked about how many beginners complain that they don't feel peaceful after meditating. A problem related to that is that not only do they not feel peaceful, they feel very irritated and angry and frustrated, or lots of negative emotions like anger, lust, greed, all these just come and hit them. And they're like, oh, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And the simple answer is you're not doing anything wrong. So what happens is, during the daytime, we have all these negative emotions, anger, lust, greed, hatred, whatever. We sort of suppress it because, we are trained by society to think, oh, these are not, I'm spiritual, these are not for me. But just because you think you're so spiritual doesn't mean all the crap inside of you goes away. It's still there. It's just suppressed. So every time you sit down to meditate, it's like pushing a spring. Push it down, push it down, push it down. As soon as you meditate, that's what's happening. To give another example, say you run your own company and you're a lazy boss. You never go into the office. You don't go into the office for months, and the company hasn't paid its taxes, it hasn't paid its VAT, it hasn't paid its suppliers, and you're getting letters and threatening calls. And one day you go into the office and your manager comes in and says, boss, you have to listen to me. And you're like, no, I'm busy. The boss said, no, boss, you have to listen to me. And he'll keep nagging you, listen to me, listen to me. And that's how sort of the mind works, because, we have all these issues, mental issues, we sort of suppress or ignore. We feel stressed, we go to Reddit or TikTok and we watch some funny cat videos or whatever. And we feel happy for some time. But those problems that we had, they didn't go away. They're still there. They've just been suppressed or ignored. And as soon as you sit down to meditate, all that crap you've been ignoring just goes shoo, because the mind says, look at this, look at this, look at this, problem. And it can feel very overwhelming. For me, very first few years, I couldn't sit to meditate at all because I felt so angry. I felt like the Hulk. And if that's the case for you, you might have to stop sitting meditation. There are other things you can do, like, practice loving compassion, chanting mantra, doing moving meditation like Tai Chi or yoga. Yeah, you don't have to do sitting meditation, especially Vipassana. Like I said in the last video, a few videos ago, Vipassana is a terrible meditation for beginners because it pushes all this crap up. And, you do have to deal with the crap. I'm not saying you can't ignore it forever. You just don't have to deal with it now. So my recommendation is that try something else. If Vipassana isn't working, try chanting. If chanting isn't working, try, pranayama. If pranayama isn't working, try Tai Chi. Don't just sit there suffering in silence. Try something else. And the other option is to just work through it, because these emotions, they're very strong, but they're short term. They don't have any long lasting power. This is the hard approach. The easy approach is to try something else for a few months. That's what I did, and it's perfectly okay. But at some point, you do have to face all that suppressed crap that you're pushing down. And the easiest way is to just look at it with calm, loving acceptance. And if you just accept it, that, yeah, okay, I'm messed up, the mind will shut up by itself, because once it knows that you're listening and you're paying attention, it says, right, I've done my job. It's like a manager, right? If your manager comes, you say, okay, but I'll take care of it. I'll take care of taxes. I'll take care of the supplier. I'll take care of whatever problems I have. The manager says, good, I can go back to my job. The mind is the same. If you listen to the mind, you pay attention, loving compassion, not just like, you have to give it like dear compassionate attention. Then the mind says, okay, I've done my job. I can do other things now. This is a much better approach. But obviously, it can feel very hard in the beginning. So I'll leave it to you what you want to do. So to start off, I always say move on to something else, and then you can come back to this meditation, whatever is making you angry. At some point, you will have to face it, but you don't have to face it now. And practice loving compassion in the meantime. If you don't have compassion for yourself, you'll never have it for other people. The hippies are wrong, all these save the environment. Unless you cannot save the world until you have to learn to love yourself, have compassion for yourself, then you go out and save the world, not the other way around. But that's a topic for another day, so maybe that's the next video. Cheers.